These next few videos are going to be about how to use LinkedIn as a research tool. Done right, LinkedIn is an incredibly powerful and effective tool that I use all the time to learn as much as I can about new or prospective connections. It's an excellent tool. It's also really good if you're going to be going into a meeting with someone. You can learn so much about them. If they have a good LinkedIn profile, you can learn so much about that person. So let's talk about some ways that you can leverage LinkedIn as a research tool. And the very first thing is the first impression. When you go to someone's LinkedIn profile, you can learn so much from them from just a few minutes of their banner, their title, their work experience. It doesn't take long. It takes less than 5 minutes for me to get a feel for someone before I meet with them. Some talking points. I can open up the conversation with, hey, I noticed this, that, or the other. You're going to blow them away. Why? Because most people don't take the time to do that. If the people you're meeting with are on LinkedIn, use it as a research tool to get a great first impression of who they are, what they're interested in, and start off the conversation realizing I took some time to learn about you before we met. That will communicate to them that you're genuinely interested in them. This isn't just, hey, I want to meet with you because I want your money. It's, I wanted to know who you are because for me, genuinely, I want to know if this could be a good fit. I'm not as concerned about the money. If it's a good fit, the money will follow. I really want to know, is this somebody that I'm interested in potentially doing business with? That's more important to me. So I'm looking at their profile to glean all this kind of information, but first impression really matters. Their profile picture. What's their picture? What's their photo look like? What are their interests? How do they list themselves? How do they build themselves in their banner behind their profile picture? What are they representing there? I'm learning as much as I can about those things, perhaps common interests, mutual connections. There's so much you can learn right at the top. And those first impressions, how active are they on the platform? All of those things kind of combine to when I have a conversation with someone, I've got a good idea of who they are before we ever talk. First impressions really matter. And then put the shoe on the other foot. How is your LinkedIn profile? I know I've talked about that in other videos. When people hit your LinkedIn profile, what's their first impression? Yikes, right? I know. Constantly looking at how do I make a positive and a effective first impression for the ones I really want to work with. LinkedIn, it's a great research tool. Trust your first impression. Come into a conversation with all kinds of information about the person you're meeting with, and I guarantee you, you will make a positive impact.